We have a woman ran in.
What's wrong, ma'am?
We have a woman ran in the lobby, said she's been shot. She's laying on the floor in his blood.
How old is she?
She looks about 20.
Selena Quintanilla was not born into fame. There were no record labels waiting for her. No powerful connections. No easy path. She was born on April 16, 1971, in Lake Jackson, Texas, to a working-class Mexican-American family, trying to survive in a country that often reminded them they didn't fully belong. Her father, Abraham Quintanilla Jr., had once dreamed of a music career himself. In the 1960s, he played in a band called Los Dinos. But dreams don't always pay bills. And by the time Selena was born, music had become something he had lost, not something he believed his children would gain. Selena's mother, Marcella, was the emotional center of the family. Practical, protective, deeply religious. She wanted stability for her children, not a risky life chasing applause. Selena was the youngest of three. Quiet, observant, naturally warm, but not loud. At first, music was not her passion. It was something that surrounded her, something her father noticed, before she ever understood it herself. When Selena was around 6 years old, Abraham heard her singing, casually, innocently, and realized something was different. Her pitch was perfect. Her tone was natural. She could sing notes other children couldn't even hear. That moment changed everything. By the early 1980s, the Quintanilla family was struggling financially. The oil crisis in Texas hit hard, a genre dominated by men, and deeply rooted in Mexican tradition. She was a child, singing for adults who doubted her, before she ever finished a song. But night after night, something happened. People stopped talking. They listened. Selena learned discipline early. Long hours, constant travel, no normal childhood. While other kids her age were playing, she was rehearsing. While others were making friends, she was learning stage presence. And while the world saw a smiling girl in a sparkly outfit, behind the scenes, Selena was growing up fast. What made her different wasn't just her voice. It was her work ethic. She studied performers. She watched how crowds reacted. She adjusted, improved. By her early teens, Selena wasn't just singing. She was leading. And slowly, the girl who never asked for fame was becoming the foundation of something much bigger. But success did not come easily or quickly, and it would demand more from her than anyone realized. By the mid-1980s, Selena Quintanilla was no longer just a child on stage. She was becoming a performer. But the industry around her was not built for someone like her. Tejano music was a closed world. Male-dominated. Traditional. Suspicious of change. Women were expected to be background voices, not front-facing stars. And young women were rarely taken seriously at all. Selena was both. She was young. She was female. And she was Mexican-American. Caught between cultures. Radio stations refused to play her songs. Promoters doubted she could draw a crowd. Some venues rejected her outright, before she ever stepped on stage. But slowly, something undeniable began to happen. Her performances stood out. Selena didn't just sing. She connected. She smiled easily. She joked with the audience. She danced without fear of judgment. She made people feel seen. Crowds grew larger. Applause lasted longer. In 1987, at just 16 years old, Selena won Female Vocalist of the Year at the Tejano Music Awards. It was a turning point. For the first time, the industry had to acknowledge her. But recognition didn't bring comfort. It brought pressure. Abraham Quintanilla remained in full control of Selena's career. He managed the band, negotiated contracts, chose appearances, controlled her image. Selena worked constantly, tour after tour, interview after interview, performance after performance, and in the middle of it all, she discovered another talent: fashion. Selena didn't just wear stage outfits, she designed them. Unable to afford expensive costumes, she began creating her own, sketching designs, choosing fabrics, learning how clothes moved under stage lights. Her style was bold, unapologetic, distinctly hers: tight silhouettes, bright colors, sequins, confidence. What started as necessity became identity. By the early 1990s, Selena was no longer just a singer. She was a brand. She opened Selena etc., boutique salons that combined fashion and beauty. She employed family members, friends, local women. For Selena, success wasn't just personal, it was communal. At the same time, her music was evolving. Albums like Ven Conmigo and Enter a Mi Mundo cemented her status as the Queen of Tejano. Her song Como la Flor became an anthem, not because it was perfect, but because it was honest. By 1994, Selena had achieved something unprecedented. She won a Grammy Award for Best Mexican American Album. She was 22 years old. She had crossed borders: cultural, musical, and emotional. But while the world saw success, behind the scenes, Selena was exhausted and lonely. She had spent her life performing, obeying, meeting expectations, and quietly, she wanted something for herself, something human, something forbidden. Fame had given Selena everything, except freedom. By the early 1990s, her life was carefully managed. Her schedule, her image, her future, and especially, her personal life. Abraham Quintanilla believed discipline was the reason for Selena's success. Control was protection. Distance was safety. Romantic relationships, in his mind, were distractions, threats. Selena was not allowed to date. But life on the road has a way of bringing people together. In 1990, a young guitarist named Chris Perez joined Selena y Los Dinos. Chris was quiet, introverted, rock-influenced, very different from the Tejano scene. At first, their relationship was professional, then friendly, and slowly, something deeper formed. They bonded over music, over exhaustion, over the pressure of living under expectations. Chris saw Selena not as a star, but as a person. And Selena, for the first time in her life, felt understood. They tried to hide it. Glances backstage, short conversations, unspoken feelings. But secrecy doesn't erase emotion. It intensifies it. When Abraham discovered the relationship, his reaction was immediate and severe. Chris was removed from the band. Selena was devastated. For her father, this was discipline. For Selena, it was punishment. She was an adult woman, yet treated like a child. The conflict split the family. Arguments became routine. Tension filled the house. Selena was torn between loyalty and love, between the family that built her career and the man who made her feel whole. For months, the relationship continued in secret. Phone calls, letters, missed chances, until eventually, they made a decision. On April 2nd, 1992, Selena Quintanilla and Chris Perez were married in a quiet courthouse ceremony. No audience, no press, no celebration, just two people, choosing each other. The marriage shocked the family. Abraham felt betrayed. The trust he believed he had built was broken. But something unexpected happened. Selena did not walk away. She returned home. She continued working. She continued building her career. And over time, the family began to accept reality. Chris was slowly reintegrated. The tension eased. Selena had done something unprecedented. She had chosen love, without abandoning responsibility. For the first time, she had claimed part of her life as her own. But balance is fragile, and when success, trust, and power collide, the consequences can be deadly. Unnoticed by most, another figure was moving closer. Quietly, patiently, watching. By 1993, Selena Quintanilla had reached a level of fame that few artists in Tejano music had ever known. Her concerts sold out. Her image was everywhere. To fans, she was not just an artist. She was hope. And where there is devotion, there is vulnerability. Among Selena's most passionate admirers was a woman named Yolanda Saldivar. She presented herself as loyal, organized, protective. She didn't want fame. She wanted proximity. Yolanda founded the official Selena fan club and positioned herself as indispensable. She handled memberships, collected fees, managed communication. To Selena, Yolanda seemed harmless, helpful, devoted. Against the advice of others, Selena trusted her. That trust grew. Yolanda was soon given control over financial responsibilities, first with the fan club, then with Selena's boutiques. Power changed everything. Employees began to complain. Checks went missing. Suppliers said they hadn't been paid. When concerns were raised, Yolanda always had an explanation. Mistakes, misunderstandings, delays. Selena wanted to believe her. Trust was part of Selena's nature. She avoided confrontation. She believed loyalty deserved patience. But numbers don't lie. By early 1995, the evidence was impossible to ignore. Financial records showed irregularities. Money was missing. Selena confronted Yolanda privately. The conversation was tense, but calm. Selena asked for documents, receipts, proof. Yolanda stalled. She claimed she had been robbed, that important papers were lost, that people were lying about her. Behind the scenes, her behavior was changing. She became erratic, paranoid, defensive. She told people she was close to Selena, closer than anyone else, that she understood Selena better than her own family. This wasn't loyalty. It was obsession. The decision was made to remove Yolanda from her position. But Selena wanted closure. She wanted answers. And she wanted the records back. That need for resolution would lead her to one final meeting. On the morning of March 31st, 1995, Selena Quintanilla was preparing for what she believed would be a routine confrontation. She was calm, focused, determined to resolve unfinished business. She agreed to meet Yolanda Saldivar at the Days Inn Motel in Corpus Christi, Texas. The purpose was simple: retrieve financial documents and officially close the chapter. But Yolanda arrived carrying something else: a gun. Inside the motel room, the conversation quickly escalated. Selena demanded the missing records. Yolanda deflected. She cried. She claimed illness. She pleaded. Selena had heard enough. She turned toward the door. As Selena walked away, Yolanda pulled the trigger. A single gunshot shattered the silence. The bullet struck Selena in the lower right shoulder, severing a major artery. Selena ran, bleeding, panicked, fighting to stay conscious. She reached the motel lobby and collapsed. In her final moments, Selena spoke. She named her shooter. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the damage was catastrophic. At 1:05 p.m., Selena Quintanilla was pronounced dead at the hospital. She was 23 years old. Outside, chaos erupted. Fans gathered, cried, prayed. Across Texas, and far beyond it, the news spread. Disbelief turned into mourning. A voice had been silenced. A future erased. Yolanda Saldivar was arrested later that day, after a tense standoff with police. The trial began months later. The evidence was overwhelming. Testimony, ballistics, witnesses, In October 1995, Yolanda Saldivar was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison for Selena's family. There was no closure, only absence. Her funeral was attended by thousands. Millions watched from afar. But something unexpected happened. Instead of fading, Selena's presence grew. Her English-language album, Dreaming of You, was released posthumously and debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. She became a symbol of cultural pride, of lost potential, of a voice taken too soon. Selena wasn't perfect, she was human. She trusted deeply, loved fiercely, worked relentlessly, and perhaps that's why she still matters, because Selena's story isn't just about how she died, it's about how she lived.
Muévele, mueve.